Alright, welcome back. Here are the notes for section 12.4, surface area of pyramids and cones. Just like the first three sections, there are going to be some formulas to use and parts to the formulas, so as long as you find those parts and plug it into the formula, you should be good. Alright, so the first one is that lateral area of a pyramid. The lateral area, don't forget to put that date up here. So the lateral area of a pyramid is the sum of the triangular lateral faces. Oops, I don't want the highlighter. Of the solid. And again, I'm going to give you that formula here. So L equals 1/2 P for perimeter times cursive L, which stands for your slant height. Alright, and the surface area then of the pyramid is the sum of the lateral faces, which you found for the lateral area, and the base of the solid. So the surface area formula is that 1/2 perimeter times slant height, which should look familiar from right there above, plus that big B, which again is the base area. Alright. And I'll move into some examples here. I'll give you that. Keep the phone up here. So we are looking to find that lateral area and surface area for both of these figures. So I'm going to look that this one is a square pyramid. So those bases are all the same here, or base sides. And then this one over here is a pentagonal pyramid. Alright, so for our lateral area, I'm going to do that in red. Our formula is 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. And our surface area formula is that 1/2 perimeter times the slant height plus the area of the base. So I see two things that I might need to find here. Given my slant height, that's that 10. That's the distance from the vertex to one of the sides of the base there on that middle of the triangle. So I need to find my perimeter and I need to find my area of my base. So I see that I have a square, so my perimeter is going to be that 8 times 4 sides, which is 32. And then the area of the base is that length times the width, so that's going to be 8 times 8, which is 64. Now I've got all the parts that I need. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. So lateral area equals 1/2 times the perimeter, which is 32, times the slant height, which is 10. So I know that the lateral area is equal to 160, and I'm going to make sure I put my units inches squared. Alright, that surface area formula then, notice that that surface area includes that 1/2 perimeter times slant height, which we just found there. So 1/2 the perimeter times slant height was that 160, plus the area of the base, which we found a little earlier, is 64. So my surface area is equal to 224 inches squared. Again, we're talking area, so it's always going to be square units here. Alright, moving over here to my pentagonal pyramid here. So I need to again find my perimeter and the area of my base. I'll move this up a little bit. Perimeter and the area of my base. So the perimeter, I see that one side is 4, and it looks like I have a pentagon because it's pentagonal, so 5 sides. So the perimeter is 20. The area of the base, we have to remember that formula for regular polygon, so that's 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So the area of my base here is 1/2, 2.8 times that 20. The area of my base then is 28. So looking at those two parts, looks like I got everything I need. So my lateral area is equal to 1/2 the perimeter times my slant height. Got my slant height here of 7. So lateral area equals 1/2 the perimeter, which we just found for 20, times my slant height, which is 7. So the lateral area for this one is 70, and my units is meters squared. Looking then to my surface area, is equal to that 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height plus the area of my base. Plugging in what I know, again, we just found that first part of that right here, so that's 70 plus the area of my base, which is 28. So the surface area equals, add those up, we got 98, putting my units in here, meters squared. So again, we have to use that blue sheet if we need to find those formulas. That'll help us when we're working here. Moving on to lateral area of a cone. So I've got some more formulas for you. So the lateral area of the cone is equal to pi times my radius times my slant height. So r is equal to the radius. That cursive L still is equal to that slant height. So that goes from the vertex to that side of the base. And the surface area of the cone is equal to that pi times radius times slant height, which is that lateral area, plus then the area of the circular base, which is pi r squared. Right. We're going to do 2 examples on this. We're going to find the lateral area and the surface area of the pyramid, or I'm sorry, of the cones. So I'll move on to that. So I'm going to do my lateral area again in red. So the formula for lateral area of a cone is pi times radius times my slant height. So it looks like I'm given my slant height here and I'm given my radius. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in what we have. So pi times my radius times my slant height. And again, since we're working with pi, we're going to do these two, we're going to give an exact answer and an approximate answer. So my lateral area equals, for my exact answer, it's 36 pi. And my lateral area approximate answer, again, use that pi button or 3.14 on your calculator, is approximately 113.04. And don't forget your labels here, meters squared. So again, I've got the exact answer with pi in there and my approximate answer without the pi in there. Changing over here to blue for my surface area. Surface area is equal to pi times radius times my slant height plus pi r squared. So again, we just found this first part of it over here when we found the lateral area. So I'm going to put the exact answer in here. So 36 pi plus pi times my radius squared. Simplifying that, I've got 36 pi plus 16 pi. Combining my like terms here, my exact answer then is 52 pi. And again, we're talking meters squared. Exact answer, go ahead and use that pi button on your calculator, or 3.14, 163.28 meters squared. So again, we're just using those formulas, plugging in what we know, and solving for the two things we're looking for. Next example, looks like we have to do a little bit more work first. It doesn't look like I'm given my slant height here. So remember, my slant height is that one from the vertex to the base. It also looks like I'm not given my exact radius, but I'm given a diameter, so I know my radius is 6. Remember, heights are always perpendicular, so it looks like I have a right triangle here. I'm going to draw my right triangle. This x over there would be your slant height. My height of my triangle is 8. And that radius of that circle is my leg of my triangle, which makes it 6. So I'm going to use the Pythagorean Theorem here. 8 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. So 64 plus 36 equals x squared. 100 equals x squared, so I know that x is equal to 10. So that gives me my slant height here. So now I've got the information that I need to find both my lateral area and my surface area. Using my formulas again, so lateral area equals pi times radius times my slant height. Plugging in what we know, got pi times my radius, which we said was 6, and my slant height, which we just found was 10. Working with exact and approximate again, my exact answer, again 60 pi, multiply that 6 times 10. And then my approximate answer using pi or 3.14 is that 188.04 inches squared. Don't forget your labels. Alright, and then surface area for this last one here. Surface area formula. Surface area equals, oops, sorry about that, pi times radius times slant height plus pi r squared. Again, we just found that lateral area, which is that pi times radius times slant height. So I've got surface area equals 260 pi plus pi times my radius, which is 6 squared. So this is 60 pi plus 36 pi. So my exact answer for my surface area is 96 pi. Again, we're talking units of inches squared. And then my exact answer, you can go ahead and use that pi button, or 3.14, is 301.44 inches squared. So as you're working through, make sure you find the parts you know, look for the parts you might have to solve for, plug them into your formulas, and get your answers. Your assignment is worksheet 5, right on the next page, or assignment number 5 is a worksheet. There you go.